There is almost no reason for a lifter to gain more than 1 pound per month. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today, but a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you are not subscribed or following, then please do so. And if you would be kind enough to drop me a comment down below, I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, topic a lot of people are not going to understand, they're going to disagree with, but if you look out there, there's a whole lot of other coaches, a lot of evidence-based people. We're all telling you guys the same thing, based upon scientific research, based upon all of our experiences. Coaches literally gaining more than a pound a month, 99% of the time is purely fat gain, okay? Let me be clear. Gaining more than 1 pound a month is almost entirely, in every case, again, I could name a couple of small exceptions, it's going to do nothing more than cause fat gain. It is not going to cause a single gram of extra muscle growth, okay? Now, if a person says, I can live with the fat gain, then go for it. But again, if you're gaining the fat because you want to gain more muscle, it's not helping you. So we need to be extremely clear, because I get people who will hear that and they'll say, okay, no, but I'll just do it and then diet it off. Well, no. If your goal is not to gain fat, don't do this. What do you mean diet it off? Why would you diet it off? You wanted to gain fat. Because again, they're under the false impression that they're going to gain more muscle. Like, oh, no, I'll gain more muscle for it if I gain 2 pounds or 3 pounds or whatever, and I'll just diet the extra fat off and keep the muscle. No, you're going to be smaller and weaker than you would have been had you just done it the other way. That doesn't work, because again, you're not gaining more muscle, and we need to be clear that the evidence for this is overwhelming, right? There's not any evidence whatsoever that gaining more than a pound a month is any muscle growth, like a single drop. There's no evidence to support this idea. So it's the same muscle. So let's say you gained 2 pounds or 3 pounds or 6 pounds instead of 1. It's all fat, every drop of it. So do you see what I mean? That is literally just a longer cut. You're going to have to cut longer. You're going to have to cut deeper. You're going to lose more muscle. You're going to lose growth time. So no, you are going to be smaller and weaker than had you just gained slower. Every single time. So the people, again, have this idea. They're thinking, oh, no, he's just saying it to stay lean. No, I'm saying it because you're not. And let us be clear. I want to state this over and over and over. You are not gaining any extra muscle from doing it. It is only fat. Okay? Now, people will make the comment, but some of my lifts go up more. Yes, because of fat. Fat leverages more weight on certain lifts. What problem do we run into there? Guys are saying, well, but I'm lifting more, so therefore it's more progressive overload. No, but it's not progressive overload. Moving more weight, if it's less tension on the muscle, isn't progressive overload. And in this case, it's shifting your leverages, sometimes even your range of motion, or reducing the tension on the muscle at the hardest part, say the bottom of a squat or the bottom of a bench, because of the squish and everything, right? So you're losing stimulus. So you have to lift more to get the same stimulus, right? Because if you lifted the same weight, but the fat allowed you to leverage more, you would be getting less stimulus trying to lift the same weight. So you're forced to lift more to get the exact same muscle tension. Does that make sense? So you're not getting people, but then again, people will say, no, but I'll just get stronger from getting fat, then I'll diet it off and keep the strength. But you won't. You're losing the fat leverage. So once you diet the fat off, you lose 100% of the strength you gained from the fat. All of it. You lose all of it. So again, this is why guys who bulk too quick and then cut, they say, oh, I only gain fat when I bulk, I'm a hard gainer. No, you didn't gain that much muscle because, you didn't gain any more from bulking had you just stuck it out, because you can't gain that much muscle in 6 months or 8 months. You just can't. It's not going to be that much, okay? So they do that, and then they cut, and then they not only lose some of the muscle they gained during the cut, they lose 100% of the leverage advantage of the fat. So that all their lifts go down, their squat and their bench press go down considerably, and then they go, well, see, I didn't gain any muscle. Well, you probably didn't gain much, because you gained mostly fat and then you dieted it down. You lost all the fat strength, so then you definitely are feeling like you didn't get stronger. and then you lost, a pound or two of the muscle that you gained with the dieting. So yes, you ended up smaller and weaker for having done it. And then had you just gone with a pound a month. Okay? And this is what people are not understanding. They don't seem to grasp this point. Now, are there exceptions? Sure. I'll give you a couple exceptions. All right? A complete underweight ranked novice. Underweight, not skinny fat. If your BMI, if you go to a BMI chart and you are on the underweight category, right? You're in the underweight category, you could probably exceed 1 pound a month. You might be able to get away with 2 pounds until you reach the normal. So let's say you pull up and go, oh man, I got to gain 8 pounds to not be underweight. Okay. So once you gained 8 pounds in 4 months, you then stop gaining 2 pounds a month, right? Now you're fine. So definitely them, because they can gain more than a pound a month. Those people are the ones who are going to gain 1.5 pounds or maybe 2 or whatever. Obviously, really, really tall people, particularly because they have a bigger frame, they gain more muscle, they can gain a little more muscle. So when you see these things saying a novice can gain 1 to 2 pounds of muscle a month in some charts, the 1 is most people. The 2, the further you get up the scale, means you're underweight or maybe really tall guys with way bigger frames can gain a little more. Okay, that's where that 2 is. The average person's not gaining 2 pounds of muscle per month. The average height, average weight guy is not doing it. Okay, there's your one thing. Number 2, you lost a huge amount of muscle due to muscle wasting. You got sick. You lost 30 pounds of muscle mass. Muscle memory will let you regain muscle a little faster for a short time, for a few months. Okay, maybe in that case, right? Number 3, you're doing your first cycle of anabolic steroids. Okay, you can exceed. You're going to gain muscle faster than even a novice natural on your first real cycle. So if a person is enhanced, it's their first time, yeah, they can definitely throw that rule out also. But for everyone else, it's only fat. And so if your goal is to gain muscle, it's a bad idea to exceed the 1. If your goal is to gain strength from it. If your goal is specifically to gain fat, and I want to state, it's not fat that you want to diet off. Okay, I want to be clear, because dieting it off is just going to slow the process. If you say, I really want 10 more pounds of fat on my body to keep, and I want to keep it for several years, I just want to be fluffier and thicker. And there are cases where some people want to do that for their sport. Maybe they do feel real skinny or whatever. They want to just be bigger in general. That makes sense. But it's because you want to gain fat as the goal that you plan on keeping for a while. Okay? All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.